My daughter's teacher called her artwork disturbing. The picture saved her life. When Miss Parker requested an immediate meeting about my 10-year-old Sophie's art assignment, I assumed she'd drawn something inappropriate. Instead, the 5th grade teacher slid a folder across her desk containing the most heartbreaking images I'd ever seen. I'm concerned about what Sophie's trying to express, she said softly, opening the folder to reveal a series of crayon drawings. The assignment was my happy place, but this is what she created. The first drawing showed a small girl with blonde hair like Sophie's, floating underwater surrounded by fish and seaweed. This isn't alarming on its own, Miss Parker explained, but look at the others. Page after page showed the same underwater scene, each one darker and deeper than the last. In the final drawing, the girl was at the bottom of what looked like an ocean, eyes closed with bubbles escaping from her mouth. Across the top, Sophie had written, "No one can reach me here." My stomach dropped. I'd assumed she was doing fine after the divorce 6 months ago. She'd been quiet lately, but I attributed that to adjusting to our new apartment and splitting time between parents. I thought her decreased appetite was just petty eating. The dark circles under her eyes. How Sophie mentioned anything about feeling overwhelmed? Miss Parker asked cautiously. She seems fine, I insisted, even as doubt crept in. A little quiet maybe, but who wouldn't be after their parents split up? Miss Parker hesitated before speaking again. Sophie told me something while working on these drawings. She said the water is the only place where the screaming in her head stops. I drove home in a daze, those underwater drawings burning in my mind. That evening, I sat on Sophie's bed and asked her about them. "The water is quiet, Mom," she whispered, fidgeting with her stuffed dolphin. "When I imagine being underwater, I can't hear you and Dad fighting anymore. I can't hear the mean voices in my head saying it's my fault." The next morning, I called a child psychologist. When a week, Sophie was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. The psychologist explained how children often lack the vocabulary to express emotional pain directly and instead communicate through art and metaphor. "These drawings were a cry for help," Dr. Reeves said, "and it's fortunate her teacher recognized the warning signs." Sophie started therapy twice weekly. We created a feelings journal where she draws what she can't say. Her father and I began separate counseling to learn how to co-parent without putting her in the middle of our conflict. 3 months later, Sophie brought home another art assignment. This one showed a girl standing on a boat looking down at fish swimming below. "This is my new happy place," she'd written, "where I can see the water but stay in the sunshine." Yesterday, Miss Parker called me again. This time, she wasn't concerned but proud. Sophie had volunteered to explain to her class how art helped her talk about feelings when words felt too big. "Sometimes the things adults call disturbing are just what we need to see most," Miss Parker told me. If I dismissed her artwork as inappropriate or just given her a lower grade, I might have missed what she was really saying. I keep both drawings on my refrigerator now, the underwater scene and the boat above it. They remind me that children tell us what they need in the ways they know how we just need to learn their language. Sometimes the most important words our children say aren't spoken at all.